Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2 on the cards here, as it is RAJAM's pick, but a bit of a research back needed from them. Lynn Vision looks really good in towards Ancient, and hey, I mean, if they can continue that strong sneaky start,
This is looking quick. This is looking quick. Nades towards Vent. Zaya makes his way down, but actually ramp. The true port is cool. Starry caught in 2 mines. WestmeloN tucks in the corner, does find 1, and somehow Starry's around as well. Just way too many defenders to deal with. And they get chewed up. The player that made his way down the vent uncontested is not going to be a factor in this round. 1 on 4. Bomb in the open. Zaya hits the deck. And that was ideal. Lynn Vision just had all the players in the right place. The rotates were perfect.
Hang on, is that a Lynn Vision pistol? Things are changing. We were asking the question at the end of Ancients. Lynn Vision were fantastic on 4 buys. If they can clean up their pistols, are they just going to be dominant? Or hey, there's a pistol, and it was very clean. Very, very methodical from them. And a bit of a wake-up call, I think, for RAJAM. No bomb plant means their economy's pretty rough, trying to force buy into what's next. They're going to still go for the force buy. RAJamYoung's got a Galil, but that's really just about it. Pistols alongside, and a nice comfortable full buy for Lynn Vision. This should, on paper, be one-sided, and Lynn Vision taking a 2-0.
There's no bomb plant behind this investment, so there's not a lot in the mix here. Plenty of smoke still in play, and they might need them to cross secret. Comes on to main. X-Pro, almost caught the nade out. Zach is there to deploy. Attention distracted as they're meeting other resistance first, and these players are falling by the wayside. Zach may go down, but there's so much work left to be done. Isaiah's the only man that remains. He's nowhere near the bomb. He's nowhere near the bomb. He's alone. Just a Tech 9, and I mean, he might catch the first player off guard, then looking his way, but as soon as this game is given up, the complexion of this round just changes immediately. Mazaya, look left. Look, oh my god. Big kill, but now the information's gone. And given where the bomb is, I mean, you could even save here. You're not winning this round.
No, not at all. Bit of a 4x3 moment there from both sides. Mazaya, I mean, what does he do? Just keep hold of that M4. I don't think it's even worth trying to go for that treacherous path over to pick up the bomb and then try and get a plant with 35 seconds. Having an M4A1S into the next round is going to be all the more important for what looks like a bit of a dead round anyway. 2-0, Lynn Vision, a great start. I mean, Zaka, great push from him. Obviously, Kurt finds a freebie and a lot of information, and he falls back. Isolates more fights, damage as well on towards that 1 Galil that RAJamYoung had. It's a great round. I mean, of course, expected to go the way of Lynn Vision. The fact they're able to kind of make it not too expensive in the grand scheme is pretty decent. 2 rifles being sent across, nearly got the MP9, so all in all, not too shabby. The buy around it will be probably pretty minimal. And of course, for RAJAM, it is just going to be that 1 rifle in towards the next. They can't afford to have any sort of force buy. The only thing that maybe might tempt them to force invest is the fact that Mosaic has got no economy. But is it worth it? Probably not. I'd hazard the guess. Stick around 2K, a couple of upgraded pistols, try and hit a rifle. And yeah, they're going to do exactly that. Hit a rifle, bit of pistols, a little bit of utility to mind, maybe try and guarantee a bomb plant, but it's pretty unlikely.
Let Mosaic play. He should get head armor as well. Definitely, yeah. Up against what else is in play? Would he size not to? Not going to be a good buy anyway in the next, so I don't see why not. And yeah, as mentioned, keep an eye on this man. He's the only real opportunity. There is a deagle on RAJamYoung, but unless he's massively overfaced, it feels unlikely he'll be able to get a frag. And of course, on the pistols topic, we never saw this in the first map. There was never a half where Lynn Vision got off to a good start. They were always at a deficit. They were always having to be the ones to try and break the economy early. And, I mean, they'll be so happy to be in this position up against this sort of buy. Just to get a clean start without being so far down. Yeah, very different story to Ancient.
That's it. Left eye peek for RAJamYoung. Starry just comes off the angle. There's 2 players there. I mean, if 1 falls, the trade should be pretty immediate. All out, and yeah, Starry will see it off. So that was the only real kind of potential scare factor. The MP9 gets 1. Only quick trade from Mercury. Numbers still favour the CT side, but they got outside control. Bit of space, bit of a wrap coming through. X-Pro needs to be careful, and he's caught in no man's land. Hang on a second, the pistol's got a man advantage. What is this round?
Bomb recovered. You've got so much control here towards outer. What do you do if you're Lynn Vision? You need to, you're going to stay together? You're going to gamble? They know players going to cross secret, so Nelly's going to drop. He's going to work his way back up and through secret. And Mercury, that bomb carries. Thunderfoot making a lot of noise. Nelly's on the off angle. Oh no. They're out of time now. Mazar, you can't win this. You can't recover the bomb and get a plant. I'm a little bit perplexed, to be honest, by RAJAMYoung. What was the plan there? One player running down secret. Mazar is in a different postcode on a different half of the map. What was the idea? Why didn't you stick together?
And a save to come through. He might actually be tested on exit. Then he swing. He does. Your fault. Doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme. Mosaic still, for him, he's getting a little bit of extra economy off the back of these couple of kills picking up, of course, by staying alive. Nothing really been brought across him. No loss bonus, but there will be a full buy in support. For Lynn Vision, what would usually this round be chalked up as a bonus? For them, it has to be a very hefty investment. You know, 4 casualties is pretty expensive. And up collected by Zaka. We kind of said, the end of Ancient. Unfortunately, Kaze was unable to find a lot of impact, and especially with the AWP, while Zaka was, and what's actually been exactly the same so far. Maybe not with the orbs, but the impact.
Ooh, very aggressive early flashes. Lots of utility on outer. Free in attendance for Lynn Vision. And Expo's going to keep fighting. I thought he'd get out of dodge. Makes his mark. 2 early frags. Advent's going to stick around, hoping for some sort of trade kill. Does pick up X-Pro, but the others get out. Stay alive. Man advantage. Zaka collects on the cross. And just like that, within 30 seconds, this is looking dire for RAJAMYoung. 2v4. Someone needs to generate some magic or this round is over.
Yeah, Starry going to fall back as well. That smoke dissipating. He'll be tested. Spotting 1. Easy kills onto Mosaic. Damage taken. Looking to make it 2. And a lot of damage dealt, but unfortunately not able to confirm the kill. 4 points of HP remaining for Kaze. In a 1 versus 3. AK in hand. Bomb in hand. With so little information or room to work with. I'm assuming... Well, I assume that at first I thought he was going to make his way out towards A and try and get a plant there. Does he even just attempt to save? Yes, he will. He's going to save, I think. Oh, no, towards our side. So he's was tempted to have a look in, but with 4 points of HP, it's not really worth it. For 35 seconds as well. No information on how the CT to set up. And yeah, Kaze keeping an AK ticking over. Lynn Vision, flawless start, 4-0.
This round was massive. They had nothing in reserve. Did Lynn Vision? They had no loss bonus. You lose this without any saves, and you're in double eco territory. It's important they won it. And they're keeping good amount of numbers alive, where Adam will have a tricky decision whether to buy again in the next without a bomb plant. And we've seen so many of these saves as well, putting their economy out of balance. It's getting a little bit scary already. Of course, a heck of a long way to go here on Nuke. But RAJAMYoung, map down. Nuke yesterday wasn't perfect. And Lynn Vision on a perfect start on the CT side. Whew, okay, well, maybe the favorites here are under a little bit of pressure. They need to prove us otherwise. Well, this is going to be 2-0.
Imagine a world as well in which the reigning champs of RAJAMYoung drop into the lower bracket, and that's when you really feel for your wings up and your IHCs of the world. They made a mistake in their opening game, as it wasn't the greatest, and they got RAJAMYoung somewhere along the line to meet them. Things could be pretty dicey either way. Shows how competitive this scene is as well. Great nade coming through. WestmeloN taking a little bit of damage as he was quite slow to get to that top up position. Smoke's coming to a single door. That buy for RAJAMYoung, not great. Kaze saved AK and just deagles to work with alongside. It's uncomfortable, but at the same time, we've seen them work. Yes, they gets wings up. They converted a couple of these rounds.
Ram taken. Zaka falls back, calls his teammate and WestmeloN down. X-Pro is still in garage. Bit of a duel there up against Mercury. Surely Mercury cannot stay alive, and indeed he can't. Somehow in the midst of all of this, Mazea's, where is he? He's in hell? He's in towards elbow, I think. Here he is. Decent control, but I don't think he can get a lot done with it. He needs to somehow timing a player in heaven. Maybe X-Pro's not going to clear this angle. That's best case scenario at this point. They ideally need a frag. Indeed, the off angle pays off, but he doesn't expect a second. Trade is found. And given the weaponry and util advantage, I still think Lynn Vision are perfectly happy to sit back.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything too, special here, too overzealous. Just hold and wait. Mistakes will come. It's low buy. Got very little legs behind it. RAJAMYoung gets his way down vent, and he walks straight into WestmeloN. And it's an easy double. Bomb dropped. And surely, off the back of that, round done. 1 versus 4. And while you look towards the experience of Kaze, and you look towards him as kind of being one of the faces of the scene, I can't see him finding any success. He's had a bit of a quiet start. He will get a consolation kill, but it's only that 5-0 CT side start. This has been spectacular work from Lynn Vision. On their opponent's map pick, they are really setting themselves up for a possibility of 2-0.
It's just looking so clean. I mean, they have a little bit of a fluster here. as that one player sneaks his way into hell. But outside of that, players staying alive. That cash is starting slowly to build up. Well, at least we're in the place now where 2 saves and still buy again, which is kind of rare. You really want to be on that CT side. And again, as we have been throughout all of the second half of Ancient, and coming into this first half here on Nuke, we're just asking constant questions of RAJAMYoung. Where are you going to find advantages? How are you going to default out without losing numbers? X-Pro spots the head, can't quite connect. Is Mercury even aware of Zaka? Oh, it just fades enough, does the flashbang. For Zaka to get the kill, gets out of dodge, another man advantage, and RAJAMYoung licking their wounds and wondering how on earth to get past this insurmountable defense.
That's huge as well. Zaka, the fact that he finds the kill and falls away, that'll change things. He can post up. Outside control is, well, more or less impossible, isn't it? It's a great hold of X-Pro and support as well. They're forced back over towards that lobby ramp position. They can't make a split on towards the A site, which would be such a big help in this slightly rough spot. Zaka will reposition, looking for something of his own in and around that Molotov, but no, nothing to be given right now. 55 seconds, and we're at them. They look a little bit perplexed. I don't think they know where to go or what to do.
Just going to be a slow walk towards ramp, and wow, look at this setup. WestmeloN on the ramp bit itself. He's actually going to duck down. Maybe they get an event dive. I guess that's so. Leave Starry on his own. He's on the boosted area. It would be tricky if nobody's taking contact. Guess the first could be traded. There it is. A bit of help would have gone a long way there. Would have been a mow down. But actually, he's traded not too bad so far. WestmeloN is completely isolated, but dancing around the silo. He's doing such work. Perfect triple kill. 8-1 for the man himself. And Lynn Vision have not put a foot wrong in this first half. This has been amazing.
No, it really has. And the nice thing is all about Lynn Vision is they are constantly changing up how they're set up. I mean, that's the first time we see Starry in that position. WestmeloN as well. First time for him that we've seen him post up into his back silo. I mean, it's a really, really nice setup. It works wonders. And it's a force RAJAMYoung to make mistakes and force them into just overextending and having very little time on the clock. They were trying to execute on towards that B site with no information and 25 seconds. That was never going to work. And no idea what they were walking themselves into. And doesn't work. Great open at Mercury. Does a fly down vent, and he gets deleted by X-Pro. Starry has all the sound cues, and he's going to be tested. But he should be able to pass with flying colors the first. Easy.
Crisp as can be. They're trying to swarm him. They're trying to get more ground up here towards ramp. It's a nice trade from Kaze, but it's not going to be terribly significant in the outcome of this round. 4 HP. They know where he is. X-Pro's already lower. Zach is holding the run out from this side of the ramp. And we're up to 7. Again, players staying alive. Money's starting to blossom for this Lynn Vision side. And as you said, there's been so much proactivity on this CD side. It's been so difficult for RAJAMYoung to get any openings. They try to take some hop spawn down the vent. It doesn't work. Players are ready and waiting. And there just seems to be no gap in the defense. Of course, there must be some windows. But RAJAMYoung aren't finding them, and they certainly aren't cracking their way through.
They can't get a read right now. RAJAMYoung in a really precarious spot. I mean, this game's already starting to get us to the point of begging the question, is it too little too late? 7-0 on CT side is pretty one-sided. And you'd expect this current form and trajectory, Lynn Vision, double digits should be a, more of a necessity more than anything. Great opener. Mercury, the heavy hitter, unfortunately, been pretty soft in towards Nuke. He has yet to find any form.
Just going ramp every time here. Every time is the immediate reaction to seeing anything anywhere on the map.
Yeah.
It's, I'll explain in a second why it's not good, but in the here and now, Zaka, sliver of a chance, is a tight angle. Can't blame him for missing, but he knows Mosea's in the corner. He knows he's in the corner. Peeks his way out. Is a left eye peek. Ugh, not quite into the angle. He might think he's cleared it, actually. Not going to stick around. Advent takes a tag for his time. And they're going to readjust into ramp. There's 2 here. Starry's on the left-hand side. He's on the bomb side itself. We've got WestmeloN in towards control. A 1-2 punch. WestmeloN should be able to get more done there. But it's not going to be. Big frags from RAJAMYoung. Finally an individual. Bailing them out of a bad strategic position. 3-on-3 and bomb set to be planted.
Change things. First time we've seen Lynn Vision be tested. Bomb still needs to go down. Hang on, Advent. He might fall to the flames. He just about gets out of dodge, but of course he will not avoid the AWP. Great step up. Low HP on the remaining 2 for RAJAMYoung makes this extremely difficult. Yes, Kaze's got the AWP, but on scoping nearly costing him his life, but it will. Great retake. A flawless one at that.
That was the
0.
It's almost scary, but I think that might be the closest round.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't go well in the afterplant, but at least RAJamYoung got down there in a 3-on-3 and had a bit of time. It just was so disjointed. They were so lackluster in considering where Lynn Vision could be at that point. And to explain what I was saying earlier, Lynn Vision have played so many rounds of ADA aggression. They've showed, to an extent, a ramp setup and heavy ramp presence. There can't be anybody on A. There can't be many A players for this team at the moment, so... I don't know, RAJamYoung are so nervous about hitting A or doing anything explosive in that area, even just pressuring it to bring them off these outer setups. They've walked so many times into Expo and Zaka getting aggressive that, you know, it's almost boy who cried wolf. How many times? How many times can I keep walking into this before we make an adjustment?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope they're discussing in this tac pause because they're running out of rounds or this is going to be over.
Running out of rounds time as well. I mean, this is a, it's been a brutal show. And this is not exactly what we saw from RAJamYoung against Wingsup yesterday. And of course, you know, a different caliber of opponent. And granted, that game actually was a little bit closer than we initially anticipated. It was 16-30, if I'm right in saying, at the end of the day. So it wasn't like it was one-sided. But hey, I mean, for RAJamYoung, they were pretty conclusive at times, decisive in terms of the success they were finding. We haven't seen an inkling of that. It has been super one-sided. Well, in Vision, they're more than happy just to continue trotting along, continue just being a nuisance.
I think we saw yesterday as well, they were losing rounds, but they were losing scrappy, close rounds. The difference here is we can't even default out. We can't get any control with numbers alive. That wasn't happening yesterday. Yesterday, it was after plants, it was 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, it was small errors. This is a fundamental crumbling, and they have to get on the same page. Zaka's trapped in a rock and a hard place at the moment. He's trying to get some help from Starry, but Utility's going to make that difficult with Zaka. They know where he is. They know exactly where he is. Surely he's about to get chased down, and for the first time in a heck of a long time, 5-on-3 scenario, good control towards ramp, where Adam, you simply have to convert this, and you couldn't have a better chance.
Double entry is the best we've seen them. Of course, brought back 4 versus 3, and they're walking into Westman, and this could be really uncomfortable. He doesn't hear anything. If he holds on the fort, he's got a very good idea. Hosea might be walking to his demise. Other ideas. Great shot. Great reaction. Same can't be said for WestmeloN and Nelly. 2 versus 4. It's all down to him. If he can't find success, this round's dead. And I think Rex Pro in a 1 versus 4, saving's not the end of the world.
This is what it takes. A 4K from Hosea. RAJamYoung almost handed them that 3v3 win. Just clawing it back from a 3v5. But they'll take any rounds. Any rounds. It doesn't matter at this point. Anything on the board is a heck of an improvement from what it's looked like so far. So, good stuff here. Good from Hosea. Arriving on the server. But again, Mercury is not that he's just that he's going to be the best mechanical player on this team. Is that he's often the point man. He goes in first. He takes all those fights.
Yes. And
he's just finding no success. And when you got a player in that position who just can't get anything done, it's not necessarily his fault. But irrespective, you just can't have that initial player not being in good duels, or this is going to happen. You're going to be down 8-1 and staring down the barrel of a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, this has really been... It's tough to see, and even though RAJamYoung have found some success, you struggle to find positivity, right? I mean, it's a messy round, it's a bit scrappy, and I think for Lynn Vision from them, maybe a couple of mistakes that really cost them. I think that player, the AWPer into Ozaka, that of back ramp, he was, stuck between a rock and a hard place, as you rightfully mentioned, and he couldn't do anything to work with. The support didn't exactly help out either. Either way, for now, WestmeloN, this time, a little bit more proactive, bit of control being taken. He'll tuck himself just on the other side of that vent, avoiding the flash as well. Util's come through over towards A. Zaka again, a lot more aggressive. And if he misses a shot, he can fall away.
Outer smoke's raining over. Deny some vision. As Mercury crosses. And claims a little bit of secret control. WestmeloN in reaction is going to drop. Starry goes down with him, so in essence, quite an over-rotation. RAJamYoung aren't really primed to hit the lower side of the map. They've still got 4 in lobby. And look at Zaka. Look at Zaka getting aggressive towards Radio. He could really foil this round. Fortunately for RAJamYoung, they do get numbers out of Squeaky before that comes to fruition. WestmeloN's down the vent. Primed and poised to go in. As Mercury springs on his flank. Doesn't work out. frag is found. Bomb's going to get planted, but they're so enveloped in a round that should have been great. They're losing so many players thick and fast. Expert almost goes down. Westmelon comes on the vent. That was aggressive. Gets one. Swiftly traded. 4v2 now as Messiah needs to be the Messiah. He has to find both these kills. Can only get one. Good trade. RAJamYoung. Labored spray. Spam down in the end. And Lynn Vision, it's the same as we saw at the end on Ancient. Their retakes are flawless. Every time. It's just perfection.
It's so good on the retakes. I think, you know, there's an element of confidence from them that just seems to be that step up compared to RAJAMYoung, but their retakes are so well devised. Again, that flank coming through from Radio, just holding and waiting. It wasn't even needed in the grand scheme in terms of, you know, being impactful, but at least drew attention away. He was dropping Yuto into his lobby, just trying to be a nuisance. So continuously, they were so scared and cautious. RAJAMYoung, they have never looked comfortable. They've never looked confident in this game, and well, I mean, that's why they're 8 rounds behind. 9 collected. The best they can get is 6, but let's be honest, it's very unlikely they'll get any more than 3 or 4 at this rate.
Sliding in, aggressive flashes. Perfect stuff. Finally, Mercury is activated. Counter Molotov, though, does a lot of work in response. Expert, did he hear the drop? Did he hear the drop? RAJAMYoung shows himself with the bullets at least. Oh no, another round where it looks so good at first, but it starts to crumble. Another retake comes into play. Starry this time peeks out by himself, can't find the kill. Zaka, Batman's from above, doesn't work out. And that advantage is dwindled. It's dwindled, X-Pro left alone, and finally on whatever it's been now, throwing an Ancient, the 5th time of asking perhaps, we have an afterplan victory. And that one, I think, was because Lynn got overzealous.
It did. I mean, flying out of heaven. Zaka, you know, I like the idea. Execution, not so much. 7-round lead. I mean, they're still comfortable. They're still confident right now for RAJAMYoung. It's a lifeline extended at the very least, especially considering that Zaka doesn't really have too much to bring to the table. This is their best opportunity for strength and potentially a bit of notability in towards their T side. If they win this round, the economy for Lynn Vision is shattered. Expert playing nice and aggro here, but it could work against him as he gets spammed down to 57.
Little bit of damage taken. It feels to me like I've seen a few of these rounds from Starry where he looks like a very raw player, where he's mechanically obviously extremely gifted, but we're not necessarily always playing for the team. We're not waiting for our teammates. He's so eager to take fights. Maybe it's overconfidence. We saw the same on Ancient, and that played a big role in that afterplan. Starry and himself getting enveloped. Players coming in from behind. Can't get anything done. So lower height of the side of the map is heavily seeded. Luckily, Expert is already on location. I'm not sure they're going to expect him. Mercury and Seek totally unaware. First 2 kills come in. This is where the A1S can be potent. Oh, that was an assassination. Perfect stuff from X-Pro. He's been brilliant on this half. He's so good at just being down that B-bomb site at the perfect time.
They can't seem to at all counter him. You know, just touching on the Starry thing you mentioned, I think you're spot on. I think, you know, he's definitely very raw, and I think under the right tutorage, he could be an unbelievable player. I think mechanically, he seems sort of second to none in terms of consistency across these 2 maps. I mean, at times he kind of makes things difficult for himself. But I think, you know, if he was under the kind of the tutorage of someone like a Kaze, that's when you see kind of the best work brought out of Starry. But I mean, so far, no complaints. I mean, they're 10-2 up. They're really absolutely happy right now. 8-round lead. The best that RAJAMYoung can do is 5, and even that feels super unlikely. Nelly will fall. Starry stepping up for 1. Only traded. Westmelon himself can only be limited to the first kill, and the double spade are not going to work out. Or down to the orphan. What a corker that is.
Kaze's way off as well. Look at him. He's in towards ramp. I think the only saving grace is that... Is there a world where Zaka expects this? Every second that passes, he's going to learn it a little bit more, but clearly looking the wrong direction. Kaze does assassinate. Always a little bit tricky with the Tech 9 if you miss the first bullet. But he gets it over the line, and... I mean, any way, where, or how, RAJAMYoung will take rounds, and suddenly, out of nowhere, they have actually broken the cache, so in terms of damage limitation, this is a pretty good resurgence. At least we're back in the realms of possibility when this map earlier looked like a done deal.
But the decision by Lynn Vision is a little bit perplexing. They've gone for a full buy. Nelly, Famas, and MP9 for Westmelon, and support alongside it is pretty gruesome. Couple of Deagles, 5-7. Zach over to get a lucky headshot. He won't find anything. Crossing down towards Secret. They got all that control now.
Feels like one of those cases where you know your buy in the next is bad anyway because you have no loss bonus. So you're kind of like, we want one shoddy full buy with FAMASes, or do we want two forces? And I can see the angle. Just kind of pick your poison where you want to go on that one. Mercury clears through Secret. Hasn't made it down in a good position a lot of times. Not a great stat line. He's been all often towards Auto. He's the player tasked with creating some space, getting some good map control for his team to work off. At least this time he has made it a fair distance without falling by the wayside. Can tell his teammates, you know, I've seen a couple players down here. Maybe now you found your frag on A, we can head there instead.
And they're exactly that. Find the way forward. Mercury, that's so unfortunate. So unfortunate. Zach is spamming through the smoke. We'll find one.
Showing so much presence. And all this presence just detracts from anybody looking at this flank from round. Flashbang comes in, that will alert. They should know two are here. Of course. Bit of presence as well from mains. They'll be looking towards that direction, but it's so penned in. There's nowhere to move. Nelly's already in towards Secret. There's so many angles to cover off, and I think they just need to commit in a direction and just hold on to it. They're just trying to hold everywhere. And it's just impossible. There's more than 3 positions to hold, and there's only 3 of you, and that ultimately is the result. Is yet again another afterplan. Looks coordinated, looks clean, and this time it was Zaka with the 4K. Lynn Vision right back at it.
And off the back of a nothing buy as well. That's huge. FAMAS and MP9 and a few Deagles have gifted them an 11th, and I guess subsequently as well, just destroyed their Atom's money. And they themselves, they're going to have a really janky force buy in towards the 15th and final round of this half. Lynn Vision, a great opportunity and probably a necessity that they find themselves up to 12 and a 12-3 half. I mean, you can make all the arguments you want about CT and T-sided maps, but there's surely no coming back from this. I mean, it would have to be such a capitulation from Lynn Vision towards the T-side, and they look pretty decent towards their T-side of Ancient.
Feels like the only slim, I say slim, come up and they looked great yesterday, but here's another pop. They looked great yesterday on CD side, but there's a lot to do if they don't convert this round. 4 on 2 already. This A pop hasn't got them anywhere. No ground gained. Bomb is still in towards lobby. Yes, RAJamYoung might be a little bit unexpected, but there's just an infinite number of players to deal with. And how do you even find a good fight? Vent dive smoke rattles in. Maybe that'll take some attention away from RAJamYoung. But surely the moment he shows himself, somebody else is peeking. And there it is. RAJamYoung spotted. Ooh. That's a kill. That's a hell of a kill. But he needs a lot more from this one. WestmeloN dancing around makes it difficult. And it's just Kaze. 1 on 3 up against the world. I mean, this could be the player of the tournament. That's what it's going to require to win this one.
Yeah. Well, Mach 10, armor, no utility. How does Kaze, even getting a bomb plant seems unlikely. He's rotating back over towards A. This might be his demise. No. Thankfully, thinks otherwise. Going back towards B, but Expo's tucked in towards Cubby. The second he as the bomb gets out, the door open. This one should be dead in the water. Door open. Expo going to swing off the back of it. Yeah, back turn. 12-3, ladies and gentlemen, at the half. It is a whirlwind of a performance from Lynn Vision and RAJAMYoung. They look nothing like their former selves, like what we saw yesterday against Wings Off. They are 12-3 down as they now head into the arguably more preferential CT side, but this would require something monumental for them to get back into. We'll have to wait and see how things pan out. We're going to see you after the break.
Looking good. Looking very good for Lynn Vision. RAJAMYoung. They lose this map. They're in the lower bracket. Who's in the lower bracket? Well, we've already got Wings up.
Yeah.
We've already got IHC. Looking like we're going to have some other big names down there soon. You do not want to be there. You want to be in that upper bracket final playing NKT. Arguably weaker than any of the teams that just rattled off. And this is an insurmountable hill. I mean, you can't lose this pistol round. You have to win this pistol round. And if you don't, you're in for a world of pain. Mercury, demon on the Julies, gets 2. We've seen him so many times. These guys love the dual Berettas. And well, there's a long list of how to pull this comeback off. But at least it ticks off the first box.
Hey, that's a great little bit of an individual showing there for Mercury. I mean, unfortunately for him, he's had very little impact this entire map, and you'd probably even throughout the series as well. I think he was okay in towards half number 1 of Ancient, but generally speaking, Ancient wasn't exactly great from him, and Nuke's not been fantastic. 2 kills, needed, necessary, maybe might have been a bit of a boost of confidence for him to start to find and rekindle some of that form that we know he can bring to the table. Of course, for Lynn Vision, a full buy, but very little to brought. Deagles, Tech 9, bit of utility, and not expected to find too much. I have an easy opener.
Ooh. Decent flashes, but they don't really connect. Trade onto Mercury will gain a little bit of space. Admin's tagged up. This player's being very cheeky in the vent. That's Kaze, and the bomb actually is dropped. Oh. Wow. Zaka heads down to retrieve that one, but he's lost too many teammates. A bomb plant here will be a result in itself. Not going to happen. Okay, clean stuff in the end. Got a little bit scary, but I think RAJAMYoung will take that one. Eco to follow.
Plotting in front of the smoke, a little bit of a question mark. In it, understandable. Behind it, yeah, I guess he just cleared single door, but no, in front of it, the one place he has got no information on, a little bit of a question mark, but hey. RAJAMYoung up to 5. Full buy, of course, for Lynn Vision. Amounts to nothing, so it means for them, they've got, well, nothing to bring to the table. Into number 18. Of course, for RAJAMYoung, this should be relatively comfy. A 6 on the board, and not too much of a conversation needed. I guess for Lynn Vision, a bomb plant would be nice. Not expected, because they've got very little to work with, and already Zaka down to 10 points HP.
You love to keep 5 alive here for your RAJAMYoung. Just have some sort of economic buffer as we really dig our teeth into this half. That'll be what the doctor orders. And yeah, as mentioned, we saw them yesterday, of course, on Nuke. CD side was pretty good. That was fine. A big difference, though, from yesterday is we're 18 rounds in, and Mercury has less than a quarter of the kills he had yesterday.
Yeah.
34 yesterday for anyone who wasn't around. Probably mostly coming off of the CD side. But, yeah. I mean, if Mercury can rekindle any of that prowess, then maybe there's a conversation to be had.
Well, a couple of taps coming through, but his MP9 should be able to mow down a couple of kills, get a bit of cash in the bank, and I see this one. I don't see anything really happening here. It's 2 Glocks and a P250. Just buying some time, but you know, saying it's kind of wasting their own. They're not going to find anything here. They're being tapped away. Nice and easy for Kaze. Mercury as well. Bit more confidence under his belt as well as he continues to take these fights. It's WestmeloN all alone. The P250, if he can get 1 constellation kill, it'll be nice, but it's looking like a flawless 6 on the board. So I say, oh, that's unfortunate. That is the P250 in all its prime there.
Yeah, that's what the doctor ordered. Good round. Good round. Plenty of cash in the bank now. And Lynn Vision, hefty lead. But this can chip away very fast if we're not careful. So let's see how this transpires. Now in the gun rounds, Kaze thinks better of sticking on the SMG. Says, I want the big green. Collects that one. Bit of a pause comes in. Can only imagine a bit of attack, just as we discussed these early gun rounds. You don't want to, ready for either side.
Yeah.
Let this slip away too quickly. And yeah, I think, I don't know. Of course, Mercury is someone we're always going to bring attention to, but I don't think Kaze has been the biggest factor in this series, at least on the CD side. So I'd love to see him getting dynamic and, you know, really taking it to Lynn Vision, because if you play a passive game, just play standard, there's too much of a buffer here. You're going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the direct AWP v AWP comparison. We brought that up in the latter stages of Ancient, and Zaka into his Nuke is more the same from him. He's been very comfortable, very, very easily finding opening kills. So 4 by out first full test for RAJAMYoung, and what is essentially a bonus buy. If they can pass this one, they really kickstart that conversation to map number 3 and potentially, you know, clambering back in towards this game. But limited to 13, you get Worry, great opener, Starry, great reaction.
There's those mechanics we brought up earlier. Wow. Barely catching Messiah sleeping, but did on this occasion. Players creeping their way towards ramp. Bad news is it's actually Kazi and JAJMYoung around. Kazi gets forced back, but they're not ready for JAJMYoung. And it's an absolute mowdown. It's an absolute massacre. What a read to stack this area when you are losing numbers elsewhere. They just commit to it. And despite finding the entry, Starry's looking at his teammates and saying, guys, I've done my job. Well, where's everybody else? Left 1 on 4. He might find the first, but now the game's up and bomb left in ramp. Could even make a case for saving. This is completely impossible.
Yeah, it is. Great response as well from RAJamYoung. We said if they can pick this one up, they can at the very least start a bit of a conversation, right? About potentially getting themselves back into this game. And here we go. I mean, up to 7 for Starry. He's not going to find anything here. Exit would be nice. Make it a little bit more expensive, but in the grand scheme, not going to be too problematic. Hey, Lynn Vision, from what was a brilliant stellar CT, not being a great start to their T side. Similar fashion to what we saw from RAJamYoung. It's just the tail, right? Both sides just being so dominantly weighted over towards this CT, but so, like, it's abysmal on their T side. Is this going to be the story of what we see in towards this map? And is the conversation still open for Inferno on the cards? All good better 3 to the side of an Inferno, apparently. And, I mean, this could technically be more of the same.
But we're getting to that point where at least you can have that conversation.
Yes.
We're not earlier. Great start here on the CD side, and Eco to come. Saved AK. On Star is, of course, what we're going to be looking towards. As, yeah. RAJamYoung. Starting to make us believe a little bit more. There's a lot of work left to be done. Loss bonus is going to rack up, and as soon as that's in play, it's so hard to maintain economy, and there's constant force buys and half buys and bomb plants allowing full investment. Vent dive, here it comes. Loads of utility. Multiple players getting down, actually. And JAJMYoung scrambling to get in position, but he's kind of flanked for 2 directions. There's players in control. There's one towards Decon already. This could go south awfully fast. Gets the first. Trade not found. JAJMYoung is so low. But he can't be collected. How on earth has he stayed alive there? 3 frags for him. And that for a millisecond was precarious. So massive shout out to JAJMYoung. Keeps it clean in the end.
That got worrying. That got very worrying. Now, of course, for Starry, similar thing to what we saw in towards last round. Probably just keep hold of what you've got if you can. Having an AK in towards the next to be beneficial because it is a little bit uncomfortable. Still for Lynn Vision. Lost bonus is building. Hey, no bomb plants. The stability of their economy is never going to be in too much of a nice fashion. Starry, just keep hold of it. I don't think it's even worth trying to make it expensive on the other side. They've got plenty of economy to work with. Breaking that for at least the next kind of 3 to 4 rounds isn't really going to be too possible. So, hey, well, I guess we're going to wait out the last 40 seconds, but it is better from RAJamYoung, right? The CT side looking a lot more confident, taking a lot of that early map control, and more than happy to play for trades and play for fights.
Okay, here's the save. Bit of dead time as well for Lynn Vision to start having a conversation about these rounds. As I said, now they're on full loss bonus. It gets a little bit easier, but we still need to find frags. We still need to find bomb plants. Bunny is good for RAJamYoung. At least it's not completely out of control. Otherwise, this would be tricky. But yeah, this is a lot closer than you might see on the face value. CT-sided map, good economy. There's not a lot of gun rounds in this right now, and RAJamYoung are making a compelling case to get back into this game.
Yeah, I that's the most important thing. There is so few gun rounds left between this game being caught up. It's completely changed the tone of the conversation we're having. I mean, how one-sided it was. For Lynn Vision, they look like a completely different side. Full buy coming out for them. A lot of utility to work with, full armor and all the rest. Similar story. They can't convert this. RAJamYoung have, what, 1 full buy left between them and tying this game up 12-all.
A lot of space here for Starry. Is JAJMYoung in response that's going to be the rotator? And instead they're looking towards ramp. Kazi on location. Jose is the nearest player. It's a little bit of a way off, so brakes applied. Potentially hoping for a little bit of overzealous aggression. As you can see on the minimap, RAJamYoung have dropped 2 players in response to no players across secret. So in that sense, it's a bit of a win. It's a bit of a win. A is lesser defended. There's only 2 around. And they're riflers. Ramp is the port of call. And Kaze hits the zipper. That's a great kill to make this all the easier. And A side's going to be the point of contention. X-Pros were looking for any idea. How does he get that kill? He had no clue a player was in towards main. Trade is there through the smoke. And now they can commit behind it. Starry slipping his way in from outer. Zaka planting the bomb. Headshot recovered. It's a scrappy affair. But LVGW slowly but surely going to get this bomb down. We're into an afterplant, so at least this is doable. JamYoung up before his teammates can help. Another example of players being overzealous. And now we're in a 2-on-2. And this looks a heap more winnable. Starry can't win the fight. This has been endless violence in this round. WestmeloN left alone. Bombs on his side of silo. He doesn't need to peek. He knows it's the AWPer. Needs to stay on the move and make this difficult. Crouch peeks his way in. Wins the round. First on the half on the T side. And that was absolute carnage. No end to the action.
I mean, that honestly could have gone either way at any given point. Credit to WestmeloN, though. He knew he was against the AWP. He knew he was dropping down. The only thing that potentially could have helped Cards there is if he managed to make it down silently from heaven, but it's so difficult. It's, it's all like a pixel peak to be able to do so. So, hey, I mean, credit. That should be paused. And you look towards LVGW, but how do they continue? How do they use that as a catalyst to, I guess, further success? They've got a fairly decent lead, 5 rounds. Only 3 rounds away from seeing off the map as well. You already start to feel very, very positive about them being able to see it off, because it only takes, that economy to be broken. And for RAJAMYoung, it's on the way there. Full buy coming in for them in towards this next round. For the CT side, they can't find too much success with their very limited loss bonus. They've got both, all of kind of Kaze, Mercury, Advent. They'll struggle to buy. It'll kind of be left with JamYoung and Mosaic to try and pull the reins in a bit of a hero rifle situation.
Yeah, you can also see how quickly, when you're on the CT side, your economy just slips.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone dies in the previous round, full investments. And despite having 6, 7, 8k in the bank, immediately that's just dwindled immediately. I mean, you've got barely anything in reserve, so that's how on a knife edge it can be when you don't have the buffer in rounds. It goes without saying that you can't lose this if you're RAJAMYoung. You just can't. You can't at this point, at least without some saves, because LVGW are so close to the end, and there's an eco in the waiting if you lose this one about a lot of guns in reserve. So big moment, and LVGW look primed. They look absolutely primed to pick up on that clutch and run with the punches.
Mosaic, aggro P, gonna work for him. Great opener. Starry to 4, such an important kill as well. They'll fall back off it. Information gained. There's a heavy presence towards our side, and he wants more. Ill-advised, and Zaka will destroy him.
Only positive is at least there's some information so the CTs can readjust. 1 player's lower, that's Mercury. Kaze's posted on the top of Secret, hoping somebody peeks up back in that direction. But as we can see on the minimap, bombs in lobby. Got players sneaking through Secret, trying to get even more presence. Mercury's in defense. There's a off angle here on the stairs and peeks up at the perfect time. WestmeloN isn't there for the immediate trade. WestmeloN peeks. Takes a lot of damage for his trouble, but that back frag is so important. Sows the seeds of doubt. Forces players lower. It's only Advent on the A side of the map. And they're like wolves. These LVGW players are coming. Matching the bear in their logo, and they find the kill. Kaze might be in heaven, but the bomb is not on his side of the silo. WestmeloN posted up in Secret. Surely is ready for JamYoung as well. And this afterplant becomes a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. WestmeloN jumps down. Well, he's got some big ones on him. Wow, that's amazing.
Oh my god. I mean,
I can't believe he jumps down. Creed. Why?
I know, there's stairs there, mate. Like, what's the point? It's 13 points or 11 points of HP even. But, fair play, it's worked. LVGW up to 14. Kaze, even saving this AWP seems kind of precarious. He's a little bit of a rough spot. He doesn't really know how much control he has towards outside. Saving's going to be quite difficult for him. I think he can just be okay tucked in towards this part of heaven. So no one pushes him. Yeah, Kaze will save, no problem. Spot. Hey, LVGW, great from them. WestmeloN, it's a bit different, but it works. Falling down as well to deny that Secret rotation. Great work. 14-8. 6-round lead built up. 2 rounds away from 16 for LVGW, and a 2-0 in the series, knocking the Titans of Asian CSGO in towards that lower bracket.
Pause comes in. Of course, we had this sort of scenario on map 1, But I think in this case, I don't think you can save. I think you're too far down. You can't allow 7 map points with decent economy by ecoing this one. RAJamYoung can maybe 2 FAMASs from him is the option. Then there's no good choice here, but I don't think saving is an option. You can't allow LVGW to have that many series points.
No, not at all. Oh, this is a really horrible spot. I mean, it's, you know, for RAJAMYoung, it sort of feels unwinnable. Each way you look, if they fully invest, it's going to be a very uncomfortable buy. If they go for a save here, as you mentioned, it gives them so many match points under their belt. All it takes is one slip up. They are going to fully invest. Double AWP setup. 2 MP9s and a deagle in the hands of Mosaic. He's the util mule in towards this one. But this is high risk, high reward. Failed to convert this, and I think it's pretty safe to say, Alan, the game's done.
I can't blame them for buying in like this. Double AWP seems a little bit astray of what we've seen so far, but I mean, got to try something here. Missed shot. Big kill. Big kill from Nelly. That opens up so much space. He makes it a second. Mercury, the man who you pinned to save them, can't get anything done. RAJamYoung is so far out of dodge. Any utility onto this area, and he's a non-factor. He misses the first shot, and surely Nade's going to start flying. 5 on 3. Time to post up. Set up good afterplans. Why is Zaka looking in that direction? Fortunately, the trade is there. WestmeloN finds the second, and it's all RAJamYoung. He's on the different half of the map. And this is going to be 15 rounds in the hands of LVGW. They are so close. And this buy in the next, honestly, is probably weaker than the one they just faced.
Yeah, and he can't even save the AWP as well. I mean, that would have been the only saving grace for RAJAMYoung. If that AWP ticks over, you're like, okay, thank you. You know, at least have something to work with. Can we drop over towards Cars Day? Maybe even RAJamYoung wants to wield it. Not to be. MP9, FAMAS, deagle for Mosaic. Mercury's only got a 5-7, and RAJamYoung tops it all off with just a deagle of his own. It's hard to be positive towards RAJAMYoung because this one feels dead in the water, but the credit has to be given to LVGW. They have been the better side through and throughout. Mosaic, he's seen 3 cross.
Oh,
no way.
Oh, my lord. Oh, good trade. Wow, that had all the hallmarks of quite the highlights for a couple of seconds. But it doesn't come to much. I guess he can hand over a bit of information saying, I saw the bomb. But actually, LVGW do the smart thing. Slow it down, back off. Take another area. They know it's a weak force buy. There's no reason here to take any dramatic risks. As long as they stay together, this should be okay.
Agreed. 4 versus 4. Bit of control taken by the T side. I mean, not being too hasty off the back of it. Doubling back towards lobby. Potentially setting themselves up for an A take it. I think Starry's just being a little bit of a nuisance as best he can. Pop flash will come through. We'll catch Mercury, and he himself just doubling back. I'm sure they'll expect it off the back of that couple of bit of util burn that he's fallen back towards the A site. That's where RAJamYoung hopefully step up, but they've got the A site for free.
What's the call now? Group up and retake, or do exactly that? Try and make individual plays, picked apart. And RAJAMYoung, this is it. This is over. This is absolutely impossible. I don't know how Kaze has to instantly headshot 3 players. Mercury has to get the luck of the century coming up through the vent. And surely they're not going to allow it. It's going to be LVGW winning the series in that upper bracket final, escaping the hell that is that lower bracket. And I'll tell you what, wings up, IHC are watching this and thinking, oh my lord, we're going to have to play RAJAMYoung in the lower bracket. Not in a final, not for top 2 or top 3 early on. This is catastrophic. How have RAJAMYoung lost in this fashion? What an upset. Surely the biggest of the playoffs.
Of course, and so one-sided as well in some points. I mean, that first half on Nuke, there was only one name, only one team that we even remotely spoke about. LVGW. So much credit to them. They have really